Bookworms. We are going to do our top hat with the flowers representing Jo and her tomboyish nature. I thought this was a really fun one to do for representation of her. So I've already sketched on, did my pencil in the back there, sketched on here, and then I have my micron pens here that I'm going to use to sketch this on and then erase all my extra little markings I've got here. So I've got my picture right up here where I can see it to make it a little easier, and I'm using my 5 micron pen, which is a little bit thicker. Feel free to use whatever you have. Sharpie, Sharpie works as well. So I'm going to come down a little further. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get these flowers on here because I feel like I need to get these on to get the rest of the hat on. I hope you all are enjoying the book. I am. I love I actually have not read the book through before, but I always loved the movies. Especially growing up, I was into the 1994 version. I believe it's 94 because I grew up in the 90s. My sister and I used to watch it quite a bit when we were younger. Oh, and my favorite part so far that I've read in the book and in the movie was when they pretend that they're writing a paper and they all add something to the paper. I love that part. I think that goes back to me and my cousin when we were younger. We had a newspaper that we sent to our family a few times, and we did something very similar, and that was before at least I think, or maybe around the same time, who knows, maybe we got the idea from the movie. It was definitely in the early 90s when we did that, and we did a little paper that we sent out to our families. It was so funny. I wish we had some of those. I know I held on to them for a long time. But so funny what kids do. All right. This is looking pretty good. And then, let's see, looks like we've got over here. And then I forgot to tell you guys. Okay, so I'm using my micron pen here, right? And then I actually got let me make sure I say this right, gouache out. I do have some. Monica, you inspired me. I so appreciate you showing all of the fun things that you're doing with the different weekly whimsies and the different mediums you're using. That is so cool and inspiring, and you inspired me to grab mine because I actually forgot I had some. I'm one of those serial supply buyers, so I have inexpensive supplies of everything at one point, I feel like. So and I've only used my gouache a few times, so perfect. I was actually thinking about it not too long ago and then forgot about it again, and you reminded me, so thank you. I did pull all of that out, so I'm interested to see. I don't even really remember if I liked it or not last time I used it because it had been so long. So I'm excited to try it again. I'm changing my leaves a little bit around here from what they had. Okay, I like that. All right, so I'm going to grab my eraser. Oops. Get rid of all this extra marks. And then I'm going to start with the gouache. I always have trouble remembering how to say it too. Alright, brush this off. And then I need to finish. I just realized I did not finish the rim of the hat. So let's see. I almost feel like this needs to come back a little more. Okay. Alright, so let's see how this goes. I got two of my smaller brushes. I've got some water here and my paper towel and then my gouache. Let me make sure, let me pull that down. So I just got this little palette with, I've got like the squeezy tube ones instead of like the pancake ones. I've seen both. I really don't know much about either one of them, to be honest with you. But I thought it would be fun to try. Okay. So it's water-based, like acrylic and watercolor. When I've read about it, it says it's like something in between, right? And there's a acrylic gouache and then a non-acrylic, which I'm not sure the difference, and I don't know what I have. I just looked at the containers and they don't say, but I've seen recently, because I was trying to read about it a little more. I will say I do love I feel like it's intense, like very pigmented, and this is a very inexpensive brand. It's just Michael's like Artist Loft brand. And then you can revive it with water. So if it dries out, it's not like acrylic where it dries up and then that's it. You can't revive it type of thing. This one you can. So this would be a good one for our Weekly Whimsies, because you can get the intensity of acrylic and it's a little bit more forgiving, I feel like, than acrylic is, just because the water works so well with it. And you don't have to, you can like keep using that same little palette. So I plan on leaving it on here and trying it by just reviving it with water later and see how that does. I'm gonna post maybe like a quick video of my artist cards to go into our Weekly Whimsy books, so you guys can see what I did there. I don't feel like I need to do a step-by-step unless that's something you guys really want. You can ask if that's something you want, but I feel like they're more just like a color and paint, quick, easy thing. Not quite as much technique as that goes into the Weekly Whimsies. Not that these are anything crazy either, but sort of what I like about them. Get me creating without the hassle of having to think too much about it. I've ordered some books for our spring. Those will be coming here soon. I'll be shipping those out. Been working all of that recently, and then I did go ahead and order, hopefully I need to order more and we get some more people in for the summer too. I ordered some of our books for that, so I'm excited for both of those coming up. I'm trying to be a little more proactive of ordering things ahead of time. I'll put a touch of purple in here. Give it a little more color. Maybe a touch of blue. I like that. Okay. Let's see. Okay, rinse my brush. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna actually flip it. And I'm gonna do the bottom part of the hat. I feel like I need to straighten this up a little bit. Right, still in the screen. Almost pulled out. Hold on. Keep it down a little bit. There we go. All right. I'm gonna rinse my brush a little bit, add some of that purple and blue into that too. I like that addition with the black there, the blue and the purple in there sort of as a wash. Looks pretty neat. That was a lot. Didn't mean to add that much. I will say I do love the vibrancy and like the pigmentation of the gouache. Oof, picking way too much up. Hold on, let me get rid of some of that. Cool. And then the edge of the hat. I think I'm gonna mainly put purple and then I might do a black wash over top of that and we'll see how that works. Or I might just leave it really dark purple. Flip this around again. There we go. I like that. I think I'm just going to leave the purple. Okay. And then I want to do the flowers, and I think I'm going to use some purple with that too. I'm going to use that around the insides. Okay, I'm going to rinse my brush and use some of this water to blend this out a little. I do like how well it manipulates. If you haven't tried it before, it is fun. Obviously, it looks very much like acrylic or watercolor, so if you have that at home, of course, just use what you got. No need to buy extra stuff if you don't want it, but if you want to try it, it is really fun. And you can buy it pretty inexpensively. All right, that's cool. And then I'm going to use the primary red, which is a little bit cooler of an undertone, a little more, not much orangey to it, at least compared to my other red I've got there. I'm going to hit right around the edge of the petals, and then here in a minute I'm going to go back and blend those with the purple. I think it'll be really pretty. Alright, I'm going to rinse my brush out and then just use the water to blend the two. All right. Rinse my brush off. See if I can clean this up a little bit. See if it's as easy to clean up as the others. Yep. Water-based paints are so easy. Got a little bit of red right there, but got rid of most of it, and the green should take care of it. Okay. I am going to use a little bit of this dark yellow right on the insides of my leaves. Okay. And then my green. And again, I'm going to just touch the tips of the green leaves. And then rinse my brush, get some water on here. And these. And rinse my brush again. I'm going to use the dark yellow as my hat ribbon too. And touch of brown along the bottom, and rinse my brush out. Okay. Add a little more depth in some of these flowers. Some black. Right along the inside there with these flowers. I feel like it needs a little more depth. There we go. And rinse my brush out again and then blend that black out. Very cool. All right. I'm trying to decide if I want to do anything around the edge of the hat. You know how I like to do the border sometimes. I don't know if I want to or not though. I need to come up with a different thing for the background for me. Sort of getting bored of that, but I also don't like to leave it all white. I'm going to do brown. Actually, I'm going to switch brushes. I got my flat brush here. And that way I can pull it sort of straight out. And I'm going to try to make it more of a wash. So. Make it a little messy. Oh, I apparently touched the blue. I don't know where that happened. We'll go with it. Sort of looks cool. I'm sad I did that. I liked the brown, but that's alright. Happy accident, we'll say. Right? I think it touched on my paper towel. Touch a tiny bit of the purple since I got the blue on the other side up there. There we go. I don't know. Not really crazy about it, the background, but that's alright. I do like my hat. It's just not what I imagined, I guess. I have to think about something and do it differently next time. I don't know. Or do something differently later, but I don't know. The flowers look really cool. I don't know. It looks aged. It's sort of cool. It's not terrible. But look, the flowers there, and you can see like the blue and the purple and the hat. It was fun to do this differently. I definitely am going to be using this a little bit more. I think it'll be a cool addition to my rotation of supplies. And then I look forward to seeing yours, all of yours, of course. And then thanks, Monica, for inspiring us to use different supplies, other things that we haven't touched in a while. It's always fun. So if you guys have anything in your junk drawers or your art room or your supplies and haven't used it in a while, this is a great way to get back into that and try something new and not, you know, feel like it's this big project that you've got to complete, right? So I look forward to seeing yours, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.